Twice the winner of this championship, 3-2 down against Norway's Emil Gangflo. Mickey Kraus, part of the winning Mosconi team last year, has a 7-3 lead over Mahmoud Ibrahim Sharif. Soft brings you pretty much.
I watched the cue ball. I was about to say good signs with the one dropping. And it did not catch a piece of the 9, so that was 2 rails direct.
It sounded like it was almost easy to win it, but you look at the lineups for those tournaments.
That don't play a role. They always do. It's in the back of the player's mind. Not that it's going to make a difference, but it is.
So he beat the and then punched the air in delight, and a little bit of relief as well, because he had been staring at the growing prospect of losing from having been so far in front.
Look. Going to the side pocket, and that's a big-time shot in game number 1. Great recovery. Notice how clean.
Yeah, out on the main table at the World Championship against someone who actually has a good deal more experience than he does of playing in this sort of environment. And Ferrer looks totally unfazed by it. Oh, and just as I say that, well, he did leave himself a slightly more difficult 9 than anticipated, but boy, we didn't see. You've still always got to pot that 9, haven't you, to get over the line, no matter how well you've played.
Never
how good
gives us anything. And there's a really clean break, went directly into the 9 as he liked. Now, yeah, and that's what he tried to do, is go at the 9, but the backup is the distance with the cue ball, long and straight. So he was trying to clip a piece of the 9 here.
Yeah, if you're wondering what Scott's talking about is used as a way of getting to the 9 and potting it, you can win the rack that way.
He's trying to, it's lengthened out on him quite a bit. Actually, a couple of good innings right there. I really like what Manis did. And the speed looks absolutely ideal here. There, because it is definitely not easy. Michael, he chose to go straight plane rail first, which I felt like was.
It's a bit of good fortune, which in the end has yielded. It's about 2 years ago, I think, we really started to become aware of Manis in a big way in the international stage. He actually got 16 in Singapore. It was Ko Pin Yi who beat him. It's been to the last 32 in Hill to Carlo Biado in a really thrilling match, one of the best matches of that tournament, really.
Actually very similar to Juan Pius Labutis. Once down on the ball, does not stroke the cue really at all, just addresses the cue ball and fires. I've seen him at times, I think maybe his
and the line goes in, so AJ Manis has an early 2-0 lead over Alexis Ferrer. The years, and he leads 2-0 here.
All right, the one was short, maybe a touch thin, but the cue ball tells me it wasn't. So just handed to Manis, but a little bit of help from Ferrer. For 5. He didn't. Well, it reached out well.
You can, I guess, put that out of your mind, which is so hard to do because ultimately
wasn't on
everyone's trying to earn.
Last year But once you get past that, and when they start thinking about the money, it can really tighten that back arm up. Yeah, just does not look settled, and I've not seen him play. See it in the body.
We say it so often, though.
And he's missed it to the thin side again, like the 9 in game number 1.
Oh, but when your opponent is...
He'd love to.
Maybe.
Oh, boy, I don't know. I do not know. I think they called it okay. Yeah, it looked good. Great call, actually. Oh, is this going to fall? Just holds up.
Well, you have to say, any of the possible scores. So Ferrer should have won the first, might have won the second, and eventually has won the third. Manus now leads 2-1 in the fourth. First look at his break, so tell us about it, Scott.
Well, he's got a ball down, I believe, but the 1 was very short. It's not what he's looking for. Yeah, he's gotten a kiss off the 8, or excuse me, off the 6, making the 8. And a tester out of the gate, distance, the 6 or the 2. Or both.
Of course, it lends itself to a wonderful nickname. He could become known as Alexis Ferrer in years to come.
Yeah, one of the producers going behind the 4 and 5 here, I would assume. Well, he's leveled out, so he's got a clean look. That's a big error. And so is this, Michael.
Yeah, again, I think when we come to these big events, we have new view jump cues, and they have got more advanced over the years, and they spend a lot of time practicing that specific part of the game. And 5 against Quang Nam Pham of Vietnam. Recently on a number of occasions, including that quarterfinal in the ranking event in Hanoi.
Yeah, what a big shot that was. Well, it's always one shot within a rack or within a match that gets you going. Makes you just kind of loosen up. Very intense player. Alexis.
Well, how quickly, 7 or 8 minutes ago, that looked like he might be heading 3-0. And here he is now, level at 2-all.
Okay, better adjustment there. Getting the 1 down. And he's going to have a look at the 2. I don't know if the path is clear up and down. Here's a look. He sneaks the 1 in low. Oh, he's held it very well. Very well. Closer. Mechanical is Ferrer.
With so many good players from the Philippines, would you, Scott, as a...
It's a good question. It's definitely changed from the Efren era, the Efren Reyes era. It's changed quite a bit since then, but I don't think anybody's really set the tone for styles.
Big international event in their own land, in the Philippines Open. And that is added to the calendar later in the year for the first time. Is Ferrer leading in this match? And it feels at the moment, Scott, like with every passing shot, he's settling in a little more.
Yeah, you almost feel like Manus didn't quite take advantage when it was handed a little bit. And okay, that's the cleanest. I've seen the 1 go to the side. He's made great adjustments there. Where does this got to roll out? These young guys, you can never really tell. They're so aggressive and so talented.
Push out called.
Got a pretty bad flick there. I like this rollout. Look, I don't believe. Should be welded to the back of the 7. Well, he's got the 7 first with the 2.
Fine wins, but then played Alexander Kazakis and lost 11-1 in the last 64, and that was the end of that.
The wall. Oh, the 6, 7, and 4. And he went this route. I think this leaves a little better hit if he didn't leave the gap. Wow. The gap was there. I'm a little surprised Manish didn't chip.
Did get the 2 moving.
Got to catch this real thin. It's going to work. It's really going to work. That's kind of what I want Manish to do earlier.
Yeah, the overhead tells a much truer picture, doesn't it? And as a result of that, nil, but he was at least in front in the match and he's gone a bit off the boil. Hasn't really settled in himself yet.
They are on the biggest stage. And they are the same countryman. Nice combination there.
What he needs to begin. Bit of a turnaround. Here we go. Before his opponent has got a single rack on the board. Oh, but hang about. Well, wherever he intended to put it.
Split second, things change. But sometimes it causes him problems.
Still managed to retain position on the 8 anyway, and now it's a routine 9. So, Manus, after losing 3 in a row, takes that one. Draws level. That's level at 3-all. As Manus breaks in the 7th.
Oh, watch the 9. Oh, he's fluked the 2, Michael, and a 3-9.
So makes the early finish in the end. Almost got the golden break. Had a go at it on the next shot, making the combination. Didn't happen. Let's look at that again. Manus thought, you know, we're breaking.
And the 6 collided off of the 9 top with the rollout here. That needs to run. Yeah, he's left in the corner pocket. That needs to get a rail. It wasn't even close.
Having led by 2 racks early on in the match, then fallen behind, all of a sudden Manus has a chance here to go 2 clear again at a much more advanced stage of the contest.
I guess maybe I'd just like to see a little more consistent time. And now he's at the 50-yard. It does play.
Well, that was his chance, wasn't it, to really
In the
reassert
body.
one of those shots that was a good deal tougher than it perhaps looked. And so instead of falling 2 roll, levels.
No, he squeezed the 1 in, but the cue ball has gone loose. And low again. Ball in hand for Manus. Oh, he's got to flick off the bottom of the 9, and this will happen. If you catch the bottom side, it'll go 1 rail in the corner. If you catch the top side.
There's just no momentum for either player. I mean, sweeping through them.
Yeah, it's been scratchy at best, to be honest. Just steer clear of the 8. Never an issue.
getting towards the end of racks in this match. We don't want to take anything for granted because we've seen them both stumble coming towards the winning line at different times, but AJ Manus has taken these very efficiently and very swiftly, so he goes one clear again. Manus this time last year, well, just over a year ago, playing for that again, and of course the prestige title of champion of the world. That's all a long way off. This is first round action.
All things considered, I don't think it's terrible, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't believe he intended on making the 7 there.
Patrick Gonzalez, the quarterfinal against Manus. And for our semi-final win came against Woo Kun Lin, who's been to the semis of this World Championship.
Yeah, I want to get a little straighter. Drawing towards the 8.
Wasn't a great deal of confidence in the way that was struck, Scott.
No, they've been missing. Wow. How thin can you hit it? He's lost the white in the lower left.
Much longer. And what a golden chance now for Manus to finally get back to that position he was in earlier on. And well, he had fallen 3-2 behind in this match.
Laying over this low. Yeah, as Michael mentioned,
to have got away with it, and the other one will be more disappointed in having just failed to show up on the day, really, than necessarily.
Real reasonable look here with an open table. Just about getting on the 3 with an inside ball. Yeah, Filipinos the best in the world at that shot there.
He won that tournament in Vietnam a couple of weeks ago, and well, I mean, that just tells the whole story of the match for him. And it's not turned out.
Great effort, to be fair. Gives you an idea.
Your guess is as good as mine what the cue ball will do if he does make the pot.
How about absolutely? He has overspun it.
Nine to get back to only 1 behind.
Weak again.
Well, if he missed that, he was facing the prospect of the biggest deficit.
That's the best hit we've seen, really. And he's going to get a reward. The 3. He'll play in the lower right. Watch the cue ball flush into the 9. That is the goal. Obviously getting the 1 down. And caught the inside of the 2. I don't think he can hold the cue ball. Oh, he had no problem holding it.
We've seen a number of racks in this match that looked to be heading one way and then ended up going the other after a late stumble. And he's followed it with a pretty good rack 12. Level at 6-all. Ferrer to break.
And a tester out. Yep, and this seems to be the case. They continue. Aggressive, paid off.
The first match of the evening session on the main table. SVB against Rogelio Sotero of the Philippines. Manus has already done pretty well in one of the big matchroom events this year. Some good wins there. Skylar Woodward was among them, actually. And he eventually went out in the last 32 against
to check the cue ball on outside. Makes it look so easy when things are working.
Natural when he's flowing. Almost as if he's...
We've never had that problem, Michael.
And so, Manus hits the front again. He leads Alexis Ferrer now 7-6.
And the cue ball low. Again, will he get a look at the blue? I don't know. I'll tell you what. Wow.
Observations about him there, and whether or not all those matches in quick succession against good players were...
He just gets a little quick when he's down on the ball, and it doesn't seem to be a lot. I think in 3 years, there's a real good chance of him being...
Well, he's not really looked all that good at any point in this match, has he? But he has in this rack. And he's taken care of it in very short order. A very timely break and run for AJ Manus. And all of a sudden, with 2 in a row, he finds himself on the hill at 8.
Short with the 1. Nothing down here. And an open look once again.
Don't think he'd ever leave if they just left the place open all night.
Yeah, it's well said, actually. And once again, I think it's still somewhere around 10 hours each day during the event.
So close together. Okay, back to this. Alexis Ferrer has got one last chance here to prolong this contest. Straight racks, but he has done that already in this match a little earlier.
And once again, watch out, 9 now. Watch out, 9.
That shot is so typical of so much of what we've seen in this match.
You'd like to use a high ball here, I think, and just stick. Ram it with a low ball. Oh, look at this, the two-way play, using the 8 as well. But here, the last few games by Manus has been pretty consistent. How about that strike?
Yeah, well, that's the last memory. From 6-all, it looks as though Manus is going to put together a decent dash for the line. Alexis Ferrer is a much better player than what we've seen today. But he will go to the loser side. AJ Manus will go through to face the world number 2, Aloysius Yap. Manus is the winner by 9 racks to 6.